All right, welcome back. We have some notes here for day 2 in our packet. So I need you to get your packets out, ready to go. And we are going to take some notes on area and perimeter of regular polygons. Okay. Take a look at this isosceles. Today we're just going to be dealing with isosceles triangles. And if we remember isosceles triangles, you have two sides that are equal and two base angles that are equal. So the two sides are here and here. And remember, our base angles are right across the way in this guy. Okay, now we know that an area of a triangle is base times height divided by 2. Everybody's tired of that. Where when we're in an isosceles triangle, this is going to be our base. But what I need you to do is I need you to draw in the height. Okay, and we can only do this for isosceles triangles. Isosceles triangles, you can split that triangle with that height, okay? And now what I want you to do is we're going to shade this triangle off to the side, and we're going to use maybe one of these right triangles to help us get some information, okay? So the height, what it does is it will make two congruent triangles. So your height splits the base into two equal parts. Okay. Now, the reason why it's helpful is take a look right here, okay? It says angle F is 70 degrees. So we'll put 70 degrees in here. And it says find the area of these triangles. So let's put 70 in here. This is also 70. And then they tell us that DF is 8, okay? And we're supposed to get the area. What I want you to write down is remind yourself that you're getting base times height divided by 2. Now, what do we know? We know the base is 8, but we don't know what the height is. Now, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to draw in the height. So draw that in there. And what I want you to look at is because it's an isosceles triangle, this height can go ahead and split this into 4 and 4. Now this right here is x. I'm looking for the height for my triangle so that I can plug in the height here and then divide by 2. Okay, so what I'm going to look at is I'm going to look at this triangle, this baby triangle right here, and that's a right triangle that I can go ahead and use trig to get my height. So if I look at that pink triangle, this is going to be my opposite, and this is going to be my adjacent side. So I can use tangent of 70 degrees is equal to x over 4. Notice I'm not using 8 because I'm only using the little triangle. So right now what I want you to do is I want you to solve that. Yes, use your iPad, use your calculator, go get it out. I'm getting mine out. Okay. So if I do that, put that over 1, and I get x equals tangent of 70 times that 4. So if I do that, double check. Remember, you're going to 2 decimal places. See if you're getting 10.99. So I'm getting 10.99 is my height. Now, I'm not done. That was a chapter ago when we were doing trig. I need to go put 10.99 into my formula for my area of my triangle. So now go and do 8 times 10.99 and then divide it by 2. And I believe you're going to get that your area is 43.96. Double check it. If it's wrong, talk to some people, ask Miss Kaneko or Mr. Villa, see what I did wrong, but I'm pretty sure that we're okay. Okay, 8 times at 10.99. Yep. Okay, I'm checking my work. You check yours. Okay, let's go to problem 2. Now they're saying that C is 20 degrees. So I'm going to put 20 degrees up at the top. And then they're saying that CB is 15. Okay, which means this guy is 15. Now, this is a special case, so I need you to pay attention. What I'm going to do is I'm going to draw in my height from the top. Okay, now, I need my area is equal to base times height divided by 2. This whole thing, AB, is my base. I don't know what that is, but I want you to focus your attention on this pink triangle again. Okay? So I can get some information. First of all, see this height? I'm sure you already know, what does it do to that 20? It splits it in half. So I have 10 degrees here and 10 degrees here. And now I need this X, I need that little piece, and I need Y in that triangle. Now, is X going to be my base? No. I've got my other X's over here. Remember that height divides it by 2. So I'm going to go solve for X first. This is going to be opposite. This I have my hypotenuse. So I know I've got sine of 10 degrees is equal to X over 15. So if I put that over 1, I'm going to get X equals sine of 10 times 15. You can hear me, I'm working, whoops. And I'm going to get X is equal to 2.6047 is what it has. Okay, now before you do anything, we need to get the whole base. So that's 2 of these. So I need to multiply that whole big decimal by 2 before I round it. Okay, so I'm going to go times 2, and I get X, or I should say not X, but my base is now going to be 5.21. So I can come up here and I'm going to say, okay, my area, here's 5.21. And now I have to go solve for my height, which is going to be Y. So if I go back to this is my adjacent side and I have my hypotenuse. So adjacent and hypotenuse is going to be cosine of 10 is equal to Y over 15. So here, this is going to be Y, because this will be over 1, equals cosine 10 times 15. And if we get that, your Y value is going to be 14.77. So now I have that my height, write it down, is equal to 14.77. I'm going to come back up here and with my formula and put 14.77 and divide it by 2. So those are the 2 numbers I'm going to multiply. 5.21 times 14.77. I've got to divide it by 2. And I'm getting that my area is 38.4, I think, 8. Okay. So this is my final area. Okay. All right. Let's look at this guy. Okay. So those are trig reviews, getting area, finding the height, or finding the base and the height. Now take a look at this guy. Okay. Again, I want you to focus your attention on one of the triangles to see if we can't get the height. Now, there's no trig in here, no angles. That's weird. Okay, now, could you get the angles? We could, but we also know a formula. I'm going to put, this is my H. I also know formula for finding the third side of a right triangle. I can do Pythagorean theorem. So I know that this is my hypotenuse right here. This is H. So I'm going to write a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So I know that that has to be 20. So I can write h squared plus 5 squared equals 20 squared. So 5 squared is 25. 20 squared, I think, is 400. So if I subtract 25 from both sides, then I've got h squared equals 375. And take the square root of 375. And I think I'm going to get that my height is 19.36. So I've got my height. So I've got area is equal to base times height divided by 2. The entire base. How much is the entire base? You got that whole thing of 10. The height is 19.36 and then divided by 2. So if we do 10 times 19.36 divided by 2, my area is going to be equal to 96.8. That's what I'm getting. Okay. Last problem. Woo. Okay. Take a look. Now this time it looks like they gave me 22. Now, what I need you to remember is that these guys are marked. I should mark it in a different color. Okay. So if that side's 11, that means this side is also 11. And then I have my base angles. So this is also 22 degrees. Okay. I'll label this as my height, or if you want to put X, that's fine. And this is going to be X and X. Okay. I'm going to write area is going to be equal to base times height divided by 2. This whole thing is the base. So when I get X, I've got to multiply it by 2 to get the entire thing all the way across. Okay. So let's go get X first. So here I've got adjacent and this is hypotenuse. So I'm going to have cosine of 22 degrees is equal to, remember, I'm only dealing with this triangle. Now, I could have used the left-hand triangle, but I'm right-handed, so I constantly use that other one, and I know that there's a right angle in here. Okay, so cosine 22 is going to be A over H, so I'm going to get X over 11. So go solve that. And I think we're going to get X equals 10.20. Okay, so now write yourself a note. The base is 2 of those. And I shouldn't have rounded. So this one's going to be, I think it's 10.1990. Okay. So I need that times 2. There's 2 of them there for the whole base. So if I do times 2, and I want to round it right now, I should get 20 looks like 39 is going to change to 40. Okay. So I have 20.40. Now I have to go solve for H. So H is O, and H is what I got here. So I've got my height. That's what my little baby H is. So I've got sine of 22 is equal to H over 11. And if I solve that, I think I get my height of my triangle is 4.12. So I'll put that in my formula. 4.12 divided by 2. Okay. 20.40 times 4.12 divided by 2. And I get my area is going to be 42.02. And we're done with that one. Okay. Now, you have worksheet 2. Is your homework. Okay. What I want you to do is go label the pieces. So if Ms. Kaneko or Mr. Villa can help you label the pieces, because there's only 5 problems. Label the pieces that are going to be missing, like your height or your base, whatever pieces, and then you go find those just like we did here. Okay? All right. Till tomorrow.